You may be surprised with some of the oils on this list, as you may have been told that they're healthy, but in truth, they're not. If you care about your health and the health of the people you are cooking for, stop using the 5 worst oils that secretly shorten your life. Be sure to stick around all the way to the end, as you really don't want to keep using number 1 on the list. Oh, and watch out for number 3 too. Let's get started with number 5, corn oil. Corn oil, a common ingredient in many of our kitchens, may not be as innocent as it seems. It is popular for its high smoke point and mild flavor, making it a favorite for frying and sautéing. But don't let its culinary versatility fool you. One of the main concerns with corn oil is its high omega-6 fatty acid content. While omega-6 fatty acids are essential for our bodies, they need to be balanced with omega-3 fatty acids. The problem is, most Western diets are already overloaded with omega-6 and lack in omega-3. Why does this matter? Well, an imbalance can lead to inflammation, and inflammation has been linked to a host of health problems including heart disease, cancer, and autoimmune disorders. Corn oil also contains phytosterols that can interfere with cholesterol absorption. Now, normally that would be a good thing, but not necessarily on this end. Because while phytosterols can lower LDL cholesterol levels, they can also lower HDL or good cholesterol levels. But here's where things get really interesting. Did you know that corn oil is genetically modified? Over 90% of the corn grown in the US is genetically modified to resist pests and herbicides. While the long-term effects of GMO foods are still being studied, some research suggests potential risks such as antibiotic resistance and allergic reactions. Plus, corn oil production contributes to environmental degradation through deforestation and soil erosion. With this, it's not just about what we put into our bodies, but also how our choices impact the world around us. While corn oil may seem like a harmless pantry staple, it carries potential risks for both our health and the environment. Number 4. Sunflower oil. Sunflower oil may sound healthy. After all, it's made from sunflowers, right? Don't let the name fool you. Like corn oil, sunflower oil is high in omega-6 fatty acids. The ideal ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fat should be around 1:1 or at most 4:1. But the average Western diet has that ratio at about 16:1. That's way off balance. And guess what? Sunflower oil is one of the main culprits behind this imbalance. Too much omega-6 fats can lead to inflammation in the body. And as mentioned, chronic inflammation can lead to a lot of health problems including heart disease, cancer, and autoimmune disorders. Sunflower oil also has a high smoke point. Now, normally, that would be a good thing, but not this time. When oils reach a high smoke point, they start to break down and release free radicals. These are unstable molecules that can damage cells and cause diseases like cancer. So while sunflower oil might seem like a good choice for sautéing and even frying because of its high smoke point, it's actually not. You may have also heard that sunflower oil is rich in vitamin E. Again, normally that would be a good thing. But here's the catch. Most of the vitamin E in sunflower oil is in the form of gamma tocopherol, which isn't as beneficial as alpha tocopherol, which is what is found in olive oil. So don't be fooled in the high vitamin E claims on sunflower oil labels. It's not the kind of vitamin E you want. So, while sunflower oil might seem like a healthy choice because it's made of sunflowers and has a high smoke point, it's actually not. It's high in omega-6 fats and can release harmful free radicals when heated, and its vitamin E content is not as beneficial as you might think. So the next time you're in the grocery, skip the sunflower oil and opt for a healthier oil option instead. Number 3 is a doozy. It's palm oil. This is a sneaky one that's hiding in plain sight. You might not even realize it, but palm oil is everywhere. It's in your cookies, your instant noodles, your margarine, and even your shampoo. Palm oil is a type of vegetable oil derived from the fruit of the oil palm tree. It is cheap to produce and has a long shelf life, which makes it a favorite among food manufacturers. But here's the thing. While palm oil might be good for their bottom line, it is not so good for your health or the environment. First off, palm oil is high in saturated fats. Granted, not all saturated fats are bad for you, but when consumed in excess, they can raise your levels of LDL or bad cholesterol and put you at risk for developing heart disease. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that when participants replaced just 2% of their daily calories from carbohydrates with palm oil, their LDL cholesterol levels increased significantly. Palm oil is also often processed into a form known as partially hydrogenated palm oil. This process creates trans fats, the worst kind of fat you can consume. Trans fats are linked to an increased risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. They are so harmful that most countries have banned them altogether. And if that wasn't enough to make you think twice about consuming products with palm oil, there's also the environmental impact to consider. The production of palm oil is a major driver of deforestation in countries like Indonesia and Malaysia. This leads to habitat loss for orangutans and tigers and other endangered species. It also contributes to climate change. So the next time you're at the grocery store, check the labels. If the product contains palm oil, you may want to skip it. Number 2, soybean oil. Soybean oil is another common ingredient in processed foods. One of the main concerns with soybean oil is its high omega-6 fatty acid content. We've already discussed how omega-6 fatty acids are consumed in excess in most Western countries. You can contribute to the further imbalance between omega-6 and omega-3 if you consume soybean oil. But that's not it. Soybean oil is also often hydrogenated. This is the process of turning liquid vegetable oils into solid fats, creating trans fats in the process. And as mentioned, trans fats have been linked to a number of diseases, including heart disease and many more. Also, soybean is one of the most genetically modified crops in the entire world. With GM foods still a topic for debate, some studies may suggest that they may have a negative effect on our health. A study published in PLOS One found that mice fed a diet high in soybean oil had significant changes in their liver genes compared to those who have been fed on a coconut oil diet. These changes could potentially lead to diabetes and fatty liver disease. Another study, this time published in Endocrinology, found that soybean oil diets caused more obesity and diabetes than diets high in fructose and coconut oil. Like the other oils, it may also be bad for the environment based on how it's produced. While soybean oil might be cheap and readily available, its potential health risks and environmental impact make it an oil to avoid. Number 1, this one's a doozy. Let's talk about margarine. Margarine has been marked as a healthy option to butter. But here's the thing, margarine is not as healthy as you might think, and it may be doing more harm than good. One of the main concerns with margarine is its high content of trans fats. Trans fats increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Margarine is made by hydrogenating vegetable oils. This is the process of turning liquid fats into solid fats, giving margarine its butter-like consistency. But this process creates trans fats, And trans fats raise your LDL or bad cholesterol levels and lower your HDL or good cholesterol levels. Margarine also contains artificial colors and flavors that make it look and taste like butter. These additives have been linked to various health problems including allergies, cancer, and more. So margarine may seem like a good choice over butter since it is made from vegetable oils. The reality is quite different. So the next time you're at the grocery store deciding between butter and margarine, you might need to think twice before getting a tub of margarine. You're better off choosing butter instead. If you are interested in learning more about oils that may or may not be good for you, check the video on the screen now. We hope you have enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon so you get notified whenever we post something new. We usually post 3 to 5 times a week and sometimes even more. We are your wellness journal. Have a healthy day.